For some odd reason, I feel a little nervous today. Usually, I do not feel nervous streaming. I feel excited. I feel pumped up. I'm ready to go. Come on, yeah. And like, I don't know, even before the stream, I was like, oh, I'm feeling a little nervous today to stream. I don't know why. I don't know what's up. And yeah, so remember, this is a different mask to you guys. So that's right. This is the other one I wore on another stream. So two different masks just in case maybe you're a little bit fooled, but it's all about the colors, right? So this is my twin right here. You know, you guys, that's my twin. So you guys meet my twin? It's right here. So that's my twin. So it's me. Subliminal. Jimmy Trumpet.
You wanna go home? Addicted to rain.
Yeah. Oh, look at her in her little red dress. Oh, and whatever she says. Shabbat salam. Oh, come on, dude. Oh, what do you know? Look at a trumpet, you guys. And oh, God, dude. Oh, God. Oh, God. Fucking Ivanka, dude. She's at it again, you guys. Fucking, she's at it again. Let's just hope she didn't make her wish, because if she makes her wish comes true, that's it, dude. So here's the phases. So, yep. You'll be black, like dark as a soul, and rip out of the flesh, and then you become one with the whatever universe again, right? Oh fuck, just kidding. So what a spiritual practice actually looks, right? Exactly. So anyways, yeah,
You wanna go home?
it's hard to go home.
Addicted to rain.
All right, so anyway, no, right now I'm a fox, you guys. I've always been a fox. I think I explained this back in my old streams. Like I started as a fox before anything else, but yeah, man. So, but it's fun. Like I told you guys, it's fun to be anything you want, right? So never have anyone tell you that you can't be anything. You can be anything you want, dude. I'll even tell you guys this, dude. Like fuck, like this is the kind of person I am. And I don't think I don't know. I don't think it's weird. So I'm just on my own. I'm gonna go get the mail, and I'm way back walking. I see this big old leaf, right? And the leaf like starts out on the street, starts blowing all through on the sidewalk. You know, it's windy, and it's funny because I felt like the leaf kept following me, and it was like I felt like it was gonna blow inside my garage, and I was talking to the leaf. I was like, "All right, buddy, you better stay there." I was like, "Hey, stop moving." Like I was talking to the leaf, you know, just for fun. And I was telling the leaf, I was like, you better not go in my garage, dude. I just cleaned that shit. You better not go in my garage. And you see the leaf just like blow this way, like it listened to me. But yeah, that's just who I am. I talk to leaves, dude. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if anyone else does that, but they talk to anything, right? I talk to bugs. I talk to things. It's just so much fun. But yeah, I just saw the leaf and I was just bored, dude. It's just what me walking back with the mail. So I was like, well, there's a leaf and this looks funny. I was like, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna talk to this leaf and see if this leaf listens to me. And the leaf listened to me, you guys. What do you know, you know? So I don't know if you guys are like that. I am. I just only like I guess when I'm by myself or when I'm bored, I'll just fucking talk to anything, dude. Like, but it's fun because it really does feel like I don't know, it's nature, right? It's a leaf. The leaf is moving because of the wind. And then, you know, and I don't know, and the leaf had to grow from a tree in order to become a leaf. And at one time, that leaf was a tiny little seed, and that little seed became a tree. And then it had to become a certain time and period of the year where that leaf falls off, and then it was placed in front of me. And then now the wind is blowing this leaf, and I'm talking to this leaf, and it's listening to me. You know, that's just fucking how life works, you guys. You know, have some fun with it. Oh shit. It's so easy to hate the messenger when people don't understand the message, right? The truth be told, no one knows what lies us fall asleep. Where do we go? Everywhere. everywhere. You all fall asleep, you don't just travel like within this time period. You could travel in the past, the future, now. You can different dimensions. Like holy shit, you guys, it's endless. You know, it's not you're not just here. And again, when you're dreaming, it's not just this time. You could be anywhere. Like, whew. Just make sure you come back though, you know? Not everyone comes back. They just don't talk about it as much as they should. Accurate methods of physics, no, psychic spying. Ooh, psychic spying, you guys. Talk about spying. I got a little show you guys something a little later on Discord, a little secret, man. You know, like about assassins and how some of them are fucking spies, you know. But they're a spy first before an assassin, right? That's the way you're supposed to do your job. It's kind of like, how can I say how it works? Kind of like a sniper, right? You don't just go and shoot. You got to analyze everything before you start shooting. Well, I guess being a spy and a psychic is the same thing. You first got to spy on everything. You know what I mean? And then become the psychic of the situation or the assassin, I mean. So you got to spy on everything and then become the assassin on it. Don't become you can't just assassinate or become an assassin. You got to become a spy first and then an assassin. Spy it out, scope it out, and then that's, you know, when you become an assassin. So a spy first and then assassin second, you guys. Trust me, that's the way it actually works. So, or information gathered U.S. military intelligence agency. Okay, good. So yeah, I remember everything already. Shit. Life goes beyond your birth. You right, guys? You guys remembered when it says the key term is living life worth remembering. You got to remember even your life before birth. You know, physical birth. Well, you've been born, you guys, so many times. I don't even think any of you remember. I mean, maybe some of you do, but shit, you guys were born so many times. I don't even, you probably gonna lose count, to be honest. Mm-hmm.
I think it was a mathematician who works in artificial intelligence. And she was referring to the book of Genesis in the Bible. She said, God created something and it got out of control. Us. We are now concerned that our creations may get out of control.
Yep.
And then there is the idea of taking...
Think about it like this. God's creation already came out of control, which they will say God created human beings or the flesh or created things. Like, whatever God created, it's already gotten out of control. So you're telling me the ones God created are out of control and they're the ones creating other things that's not going to get out of control? So if God lost control, imagine you guys creating everything. You're losing control. You're going to lose control too. Come on.
Existing human beings and enhancing them with bioengineering, drugs, all that kind of thing, even incorporating various aspects of technology so that you're making a cyborg, a cybernetic organism, a combination of biology and technology. They can die, but they don't have to. And he says technically...
Wouldn't that be pretty cool, having the choice if you want to die or not? It's like, do you want to die? Sure. Do you want to die? Nah. Like, you get to choose if you want to die or not. Me, personally, I don't know, both are, death is very tempting to me. Like, I want to prove a point, right? Like, hey, I'm immortal, I don't die, but how do I prove that? I have to show that I don't die, but... I am, but I'm not. It's weird. Let's watch this.
So technical solutions, and that's where we are with physical deaths. That's number one. The second agenda item is to massively enhance human happiness.
Wow.
Humans want to be happy.
That's crazy.
So we got to do that. How are we going to do that?
Get rid of money and let's introduce social credit already. Like I tell everybody, when it comes to money, dude, I'm just like everybody else, or maybe like, dude, I have no money, I'm broke as shit. But it comes to social credit, I'm probably the world's fucking richest man. It's just social credit isn't here yet, so I'm broke both ways, you know?
Engineering.
But social credit, you guys, we gotta bring it already, so fuck, man. Money does not buy happiness whatsoever and only lasts for so long.
them from ground up, genetically, every other way, drugs, etc.,
The
all
soul and the spirit is gone. It's gone. It ain't coming back. So again, you can't do fucking nothing else. Like they could try and try and try, but it's not gonna happen. So what makes you is your soul, your spirit. That's what makes you. It's not the brain. It's not loading everything, seeing, showing, digitally what's there because obviously you have so many past lives and technology wasn't always there to see who you are throughout past lives. So it's only going to have data on one of your lives out of many. So you're really going to come back just as one of your lives when you have many lives. They're probably doing that on purpose. They're going to probably bring you back to life. So yeah, this is who you are, and then they're going to steal all your past lives and then become something greater than you. You right? That's fuck, dude. I think we figured it out, you guys. All right, chat. So ready? So what's going on is we'll say these evil demons in this world, right? They're like, hey, we're gonna grant you immortality, freeze your body. We're gonna, put your mind and who you are into the system, and when technology's right, we're gonna load it into you, and you're gonna live forever. And in reality, they just gave you one of your lives, which is probably the shittiest life being human, right? And so here you go, live forever. And then they're going to steal all your past lives of whoever you were all throughout time and history. They're going to become that. And then now you're stuck just in that one life because you're stupid, you know? Fuck yeah, dude. That's what it is, man. See, we figured it out. Easy pleasy. All right, let's move on.
and that will give them some sense of immortality. Now, if you notice those two things, John, solving the problem of physical death, re-engineering humans to become little gods, that has all to do
Little gods be controlled by the bigger
with
gods.
wanting immortality. Therefore, determining the kind of beings that will exist in the future.
Damn, they're gonna be.
Now, one of the
I
reasons
better not be ugly. I don't want to look like everybody else. Like, you guys remembered, what was it, that South Park episode where everyone from the future, they all looked the same? I guess because there was so much crossbreeding that kept happening on Earth between all the race that everyone just ended up looking the same where they're all bald and shit. That's what I told myself. I was like, fuck that, dude. I was like, there's no way in hell nobody's gonna look like me. I already told myself, when I come back to Earth, I'm gonna look different than everybody else. When I go to hell, I'm gonna look way different than everybody else. When I go to heaven, I'm gonna look way different than everybody else. Yeah, no matter where I go, I'm just gonna look different. And it was weird because even as a kid, I always thought that way. I always wanted to be so different, but I had imageries like heaven, hell. I was like in other dimensions and shit as a kid, and I was looking different in every dimension. And I was like, it was just crazy, dude. It was, hey, what up? What is it? So, what's the meaning behind your name? You have a meaning behind your name there, buddy?
I think are
So, where did you get your nickname? I was always telling people nicknames are actually it's not even a nickname, right? Catch this. We call it nickname. Why can't we call it a James name? Why can't? Because a Nick is actually technically still a name, right? So what if there's like a game master out there, right? We wouldn't even say puppet master. Let's just say game master, right? We're in this game, and then obviously a game master is more connected to nicknames over real names, right? I would believe a puppet master is more connected to your real name, and a game master is more connected to your nickname. What if the game master's name was Nick? And what if his power, or let's just say his control over you, is making you realize that's just a nickname, when in reality, your nickname, you need to still have a password for it. You got to put all this security on your nickname because they can get into it, right? Just like even your real name, only way people can get into it usually is through your social security. So that's what I kind of believe. Is the puppet master and is the game master the same person? Where the puppet master goes after your real names or the real names of others, and then the game master goes after the nickname, and maybe his name is Nick, you know? So, because it's nickname, and people are manipulated like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, Like it's just a nickname, but yeah, it's but your nickname is so much more powerful than your real name. Your real name was given to you by your parents, the government, whoever, someone gave it to you. You were too young to decipher for yourself what you are. As you get older, most nicknames are created by you or someone deciphering who you were growing up or your personality or it just came to you or whatever it was. It was a vision that came, right? So that's why I was just looked at it like, hey, maybe the game master, maybe his name is Nick, and he's his curse or whatever his however he controls people is through nicknames, So, you got to be careful for that, right? I mean, it's a good way to think, good way to defend yourself. Be very careful because if you think too hard, you might get a little bit of a headache. I've defeated headaches years ago, dude. So I'm gonna tell you a little secret. So I used to get headaches a lot, and but I knew something was always getting into my mind. I knew something was always trying to tap in. I knew like I don't know what actually secure in life, right? And then yeah, you're right. And then like I said, so this is what I did, and this is how I help protect. I'm gonna help you, self identity. Yeah. So this is how you're very smart. So this is how I protected my from me getting headaches, how I created, right? So I learned how lightning works, right? How lightning works where it doesn't hit rubber. Okay? I'm telling you now, the imagination is very powerful in protecting your body. I swear to God, it's gonna help you. Use the imagination. So I started imagining, I said, man, I'm getting these headaches. I already kind of knew like the government or other things can tap into my mind and, do certain things. I already knew, if, hey, if there's aliens, they can do, like there's many ways to affect you, right? Even through sound waves that you cannot hear. So I said, you know what? I am going to turn my brain into rubber, right? My brain is going to be the rubber and whatever it is, it could be demons, it could be the government, it could be aliens, whatever it is, we'll just call it evil, right? My brain is gonna get attacked by evil, and this evil is giving me really, really bad headaches, So I'm gonna turn my brain into rubber, and everything that comes after my brain, I am gonna turn it into lightning. So if it's a government sound wave or it's a government weapon, it's lightning. If it's a demon trying to do so, it's lightning. If it's a witch casting a spell, it's lightning. Whatever it is, it doesn't. It could be an alien laser ray pointed at my head, shooting me in my mind. It's lightning. And guess what? It cannot affect me or touch me because my brain is rubber. Everything trying to touch me or affect me or give me it's lightning and I'm rubber. My brain is rubber. I started there. And as I started there, I promise you, like I started getting less headaches and then I started turning my brain into other things. And then I started telling myself, okay, what's gonna try to attack me where it will defend itself? And then I was like turning, then I was like, it was like a mind game, but it's like a reality, but it's like the illusion of the imagination. And I'm telling you now, all of a sudden, dude, like I stopped getting headaches. I can't remember the last time I didn't get headache. Even people at work, they're like, man, I have a bad headache. Or I hear people all the time now, like more and more people nowadays are complaining about their headaches, how bad their heads are pounding them. And I'm like, man, if they only knew like how to defend themselves, especially today. And I'm not like a religious person, but I do believe there are some tech things in the Bible where God even said, protect the mind and learn how to like defend yourself from evil. Or the real war is the war you cannot see. It's like, how do you know you're not being attacked by Bluetooth? How do you know you're not being attacked by Wi-Fi? How do you know you're not being attacked by your cell phone's cellular data while my cell phone's next to me? It's shooting signals. It's all real, but you just got to learn how to protect yourself. And I feel like some of these things that attack you, I don't think they're all demons. I believe some of them are angels putting you to the test and they're trying to attack you. And then you know what these angels are telling you? Well, you were told by God to protect yourself. You were given hints and answers throughout time. It's like we have to, we're gonna test you. It's like they're testing you and you're failing the test because if angels attacked me, and I passed the test, so can you. If demons attack me, and then and I passed it, so can you. Even if God and Goddess themselves, came after you themselves to put you through a test, or Satan or whoever, you passed that test because it was all placed there, for you to be tested on. Now, again, we could go in other levels and talk about other things. Not against flesh or blood. To me, what is flesh and blood to you? To me, it's something, but to you, what is flesh and blood? Like, what is it? Why was it even created first, before other things that could have been there? Let's just say we could have been a robotic body. What happens if a robotic body was created before flesh and blood? What if flesh and blood never existed, but let's say technology did before the flesh and blood? But we're living in a world where the flesh and blood existed before technology. And I believe there could be a world out there where technology existed before flesh and blood, but what was the point of flesh and blood? Or was it to feel pain? Was it to know how vulnerable we could be? Like maybe we were so powerful, we were so unstoppable, like we had a different mindset because we've been living forever. And then to teach us a lesson or give us a new experience, the flesh and blood was created so we could feel vulnerable, so we could feel weak, so we could feel emotions we never felt before. And maybe the flesh and blood can only give us that. Um, we're spaceships in the galaxy. Like, do you believe Earth itself is flesh and blood? I've always felt like the spaceships have actually been the planets in you know what I mean, in the universe or galaxy. I feel like the stars or the sun is our fuel. Like the suns and stars like our fuel. The planets are the spaceships. But what if Earth is flesh and blood, but we just look at it as dirt and water? 'Cause technically, we are dirt and water. The particles within our body is dirt and water, technically, or dust, you could say. Um, but what if, you know what I mean? Like planets are looking at each other and saying, oh, yeah, the flesh and blood, but these stupid humans that live on us call it dirt and water. You know what I mean? Or call it land and water, but in reality, it's flesh and blood. I mean, that's how planets would speak to each other, I would think, right?
Seminal for understanding this. The first one is called the It's tried to
Variables. Oh my gosh, dude, you're one of those people that really love to use words, don't you? Okay, what do you mean it's in variables? What do you mean by that? I'm confused. Sorry. I'm probably not. That's why sometimes, yeah, you know what I need to do? I need to open up one day where I can chat with people. I do it here and there. I could chat with people because when I'm reading certain things, and like I don't sometimes I'm a little bit disconnected what you're trying to say sometimes. That's why I always like to talk to people. Um, so are you talking about like the eat, drink, and be merry? So like eat, drink, and get married? Like, oh, to like is it a sin to do certain things you're saying, right? Like eating and drinking and be merry? Like you're saying, like, what is even a sin, right? Like there's certain things that you could be doing that you're not sure if it's a sin or not. Because there's a lot more sinners out there than people think. They think they're not, but it's like, well, hello, like you have kids, you have a family, like you had sex to have those kids and stuff. Like, what makes you think, why are some of these nuns, like staying virgins, and maybe there's a reason behind it, and people were fooled, like, oh, like you've referenced sin a lot in ways that made me expand my own understanding on it. Okay. I feel like, okay, how can I explain this? I'm gonna give you my vision. I'm gonna tell you, I mean, you're gonna kind of asking for it, right? And I'll tell you. And this is the whole point of my live streams, right? All right. This is the stuff I can't share with therapists because it seems like therapists don't understand or they get scared or they've heard it before, but they've never heard it from someone that's has their life together where I could still drive and go to work and I can still make a bunch of money and do a lot of things that and I've been to places that others have been and they just haven't been able to come back to and be normal, I guess you could say, right? And I found my outlet how to do it. So when it came to sin, I felt like I was like a sin was like okay, it's like you have heaven and you have hell, right? And the abyss is like it's like a portal between heaven and hell. You know, it's like this dark place, very quiet, very lonely. Nobody can see each other, and sin is like born within the abyss. That's where sin was born. It's like in the abyss between heaven and hell, right? Sin is not good, sin is not evil because sin is like the law between good and evil, right? Like that's what sin is. It's a law. It's the first law that was born, and it was born between good and evil. It was in the abyss, and the abyss is like the portal that connects heaven and hell. Now, when sin was born, hell and heaven was pretty much experiencing sin at the same time, understanding what it was. The best way I can explain this is, and I'm going to ask you this question, and I've asked this before to others, and for what I just said, it's like if I asked you what came first, you know, the chicken or the egg. And can you answer that? Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Which, and what I just explained with heaven and hell, the abyss is a void, is the absence of. Yeah, but the abyss is also still like a portal. It's like the void between heaven and hell. There's like nothing in between, but it's still like a portal between the two. So again, let's just say heaven is good and hell is evil. You got to ask yourself what came first. Was it evil that came first or was it good? So we're back to the chicken, the egg. What came first, the chicken or the egg? And I know it's, I know the stream's a little bit delayed. So what came first, no, the question again, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Technically, that is a trick question because what came first was the chick. The chick came first before the chicken and the egg. The chick was there. But the chick learned about the egg and the chicken at the same exact time. It's kind of like, the chick knowing like that's its midpoint. Because you got to remember, there's an egg, and then there's a chick, and then after the chick, there's going to be the chicken. So when you ask the question, what came first, the chicken or the egg, everybody forgets about the midpoint, which is the chick, which the chick came first and learned about the chicken and the egg at the same time. That is the same thing with sin when it came to the abyss, when it came to heaven and hell. The sin was born, the sin is what came, and it learned about good and evil at the same time, while at the same time evil and good was learning through sin on truly what is good and evil. Just like in heaven, all the angels and everyone was considered as good, and then all of a sudden, there was a war in heaven, and then you find out, oh, well, I guess not everything in heaven was good. There was evil in heaven, but they couldn't figure out how to find that or what it was, unless if it was for sin, which is a law, which currently they say there's 7 deadly sins, which you never know, like a black hole. Kind of like a black hole. It's weird too, because I had that vision too where and was it this was a dream. I don't really talk about my dreams, but I had a dream, dude. I was fucking in a black hole, dude. I remember I was in outer space and I was in a black hole. And I was like, I felt like I was being sucked in. Like I was like trying to get out and I couldn't get out and I couldn't get out. And I don't know what got over. I remembered I just kept pushing and pushing. It's kind of like you're going underwater. That's the best way I can explain it. Like I felt like I was drowning, but I was in a black hole and I felt like I was drowning. And the more I kept trying to get out, and I see the light disappearing. You see I saw the light disappearing. And I was like trying and trying. And then I remembered what helped me is I held my breath. And when I held my breath, I just pushed. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I had to hold my breath and I pushed and I broke through the black hole. Like, kind of like I was gonna die, like drowning, but I popped my head above the water. And I remember when I was like above, I was just floating in space and I was looking all around. And I don't know why I had this knowledge, but I was like, oh my God, I am the only one and the first one to escape a black hole. Like I was so excited and and there was nobody else around. It was just me, but I had this knowledge where I was the first one to escape a black hole. And I was like, wow. And I was all excited. And then I woke up and I was like, holy I remembered it too. Cause sometimes you don't remember. I'm like, fuck, that was crazy, dude. I escaped a black hole. I was like, holy fuck. And, but it was like, yeah, that's how it feels like though. It felt like I was just gonna drown. I was getting pulled underneath water. And then when I escaped the black hole, I popped up my head above the water right when I was about to die. And I was like, whew, I was like, that was crazy. I believe sin is like a computer virus. Sin is a, did I say God's holy code? Well, I guess you could see it like that, but also sin is like the antivirus, you know? It's, I guess, right? Sin is also the antivirus. Um, it's like, well, yeah, because sin is already infected, right? Sin has already infected people. They're taking that virus of sin onto others, but again, not everybody is sinning, or there's some people who just are starting to pay for their sins. How are you gonna know the feeling, right? Say you're here for the experience, it comes to knowledge. With knowledge, you want to feel everything, you want to experience everything, right? You're gonna live forever, you got to experience everything. And what happens if I came to you, right? And I said, whoa, did you pay for your sins yet? You're gonna be like, well, what is that? You never paid for your sins? You don't know what it is to pay for your sins? You never experienced that? And you're like, no, like, how do I pay for my sins? You know what I'm gonna tell you? You have to commit sins first. You can't pay for something unless you create a debt. And in order to create a debt, to pay for your sins, you got to create some sins, right? So you got to create some sins, and maybe hopefully they're not as bad as others, and then you pay for them, and then you could come to you and say, "Holy shit, dude, I paid for my sins. I know what it feels like, and I don't want to do it again. I'm not gonna sin anymore. I paid for them. I just needed to experience once." While others are so blind, they're sinning and sinning and sinning and sinning, and they're never paying for it, and they're given a second chance, dude, to pay for these sins, and they keep creating more. You know what I mean? And sometimes there's an experience and you learn from it, and then there's others that are just doing it as a habit and they never learn from it because it's a habit. But when you learn from it, it's just an experience. There's nothing wrong with an experience because you're learning. But the habit of sin is where it's evil, and you're just going to commit it more and more. And then, of course, it's just you're going to get lost in the dust. You're going to get lost in the dust, dude. Let's see, I believe, okay, question everything. Yes, astral projection, transferring between rings, realms, perhaps it is to be, yep. Uh, yeah, I mean, like I said, we could be, did you know if we can live up to 80 years and if we sleep an average, I think 6 to 8 hours or 7 to 8 hours, every day like we should be, we're sleeping, I believe, 27 years of those 80 years. And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, where have I been for those 27 years? I'm somewhere. Maybe I'm in my different bodies. Like we could be falling asleep here for like 6 hours. We could be transferred in our body somewhere on the other side of the universe or another dimension, living our life like we are living here. But for some odd reason, we just can't remember it that well. And we could be living on that site for like in the way time works, and you know what I mean by this. We could be over there living our life for maybe a month, right? For a whole month, we're in this other dimension living our lives like, yeah, for a month, right? And then all of a sudden we leave that life, come back here after 6 hours, and to us, it's only been 6 hours. But on the other side where we were at, it could have been an entire month, you know? And I don't think people can grasp that concept. And we're just getting like a fast little replay of things, or we're just remembering certain little parts. But we could be maybe in another dimension or another part of the universe for an entire year. Let's just say a whole year. But for some odd reason, when we wake up here, it's only been 8 hours. It's like, wow, I was asleep for 8 hours. It's like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, I remember certain things. And let's just say, I don't know, we'll just say aliens or whatever it is. They come to this planet and say, hey, like, well, they call me Sin. They're like, hey, Sin, what's up? Who are you? You don't remember us? Man, we used to chill and do this and that remember for a whole year we did this, and for this year we did that, and yeah, we spent months together, years together. Like, what do you mean? Well, yeah, every time you fell asleep, for you humans or you mortals, it always felt like 8 hours. It felt like 6 hours. It felt like 7 hours you were sleeping for. But in reality, you were with us for years upon years. That's how time works. That is the importance of time, because if we didn't have time, we wouldn't be able to do that. Everything would be the same, where 1 year would be 1 year, 1 month would be 1 month, 8 hours would be 8 hours. And again, I'm just saying if time didn't exist, but it did, that's how it would work. But since we have the gift of time and we understand it better, we can turn 8 hours into 8 years. We could turn 10 years into 100 years. We can turn 1 hour into like 1 week. We have that ability to manipulate time, but again, for some odd reason, we just can't remember certain things. And there's a reason behind we're getting blocked and seeing and remembering certain things. And sometimes that's why I'm looking forward to death. Even though I'm immortal, I'm still gonna shed this shell and come back. I'm like, I can't wait because I'm gonna be shown everything. Just because you don't remember your dreams or know where you're going doesn't mean it's not being recorded and shown to you. They're going to say, hey, remember this day you fell asleep, and it was this year, this day that you fell asleep. And yeah, do you remember anything? No, I don't remember anything that night. I just went to bed and fell asleep. All right, well, let us show you where you went and what happened. So not only is your life going to play before your eyes in this dimension, your lives are going to be played before your lives on the other dimensions you've been into. And again, if you're going to be living forever, there's no rush on what you're going to be shown, especially when it's about you. You're going to be pretty damn excited. Transit between, see, it is to be, thoughts are happening. Thoughts are happening. They are. It's how we deal with it. Yeah. Not everybody's as gifted like us, right? 006. We gifted. You could tell. You already know when, again, some people talk like me, but fuck, I get now why people think like, well, they used to, not anymore. I used to people think I was on drugs, dude. They used to, and I'm like, I don't fucking do drugs. Even right now, I'm sober. I'm sober as shit. I've been sober, and I only drink alcohol once in a great while. I smoke weed once in a great while. But I do see that there are certain people that talk like me, I understand, but they're just a little bit out of touch, or they do drugs. They do drugs and they're like in this other place or saying certain things, and it's like, oh fuck, okay, now I see why certain people think, drugs. I was like, nah, I've been doing this as a kid, man. As a kid, I just always been to places. I've had certain things happen to me as a kid growing up. I remember certain dreams as a kid growing up. There's just too many things that have already happened in my life where it's I can't deny it anymore. The more I try to deny it, the stronger it gets and starts to like infest me, right? Like a virus. So, um, this life is like a blink. Yeah, it is, because they say, well, I explained this before. I don't, I know you're kind of new to my stream, but so yeah, 14 billion years is when time began, was 14 billion years ago. The human flesh, the flesh and the flesh and the blood that we're in usually lasts about 80 years on the average. So when you take that 80 years and you place it outside of time, which is for you go past 14 billion years, time doesn't exist. So that 80 years that we're living right now on the average, it doesn't exist outside of time. It just doesn't exist. We only can comprehend it exist because we're within time. But our minds are telling us we live an average of 80 years because that's what we're manipulated into. But if you're within time, which is that 14 billion years, we are not living an average of 80 years. We're living an average of 0.16 milliseconds. You can't even blink your eyes in 0.16 milliseconds. And like you said, it's like a blink of an eye. That's where it comes from, because the bodies we're in live an average of 80 years, but we're still within time, which is 14 billion years. So again, we're taking that 80 years and putting it within 14 billion years, which is 0.16 milliseconds. So our entire lives we're living right now, or others are living right now, they're like, oh my God, we're going to be living an average of 80 years, but in reality, it's like, no, you're going to be living 0.16 milliseconds, you know? So that's where the concept comes, though, blink of an eye. So, all right, let's get this going. Woo, you got
created
me
new.
talking. We're in the low vibration dimension with the limited ability to understand what it's like. Yeah, I agree. And I also believe that we're only existing physically because of sound. I truly, truly, truly believe in my heart it was sound that created us. Nothing else. It was sound. I feel like energy itself is more connected to sound than anything else. And I feel like when sound, it was like energy, like there, and then it was created into sound, and it was sound that just kind of somehow formed into reality of the physicalness of what we are today. Um, Sound is so important, and that's why I tell people that's why music is so important to me, because music is creating this world. Like, it's just something about music, it's a creation. It never destroys, right? I feel like music has never destroyed anything. Music has only created. And I feel like sound is what created the physicalness of this world. The reality of today was created through sound. You know, there's certain reason why I believe that, and because I don't know, again, you know what I mean. You see certain things, and you're like, you try to let it go, but it comes back to you and haunts you. It's like, well, I'm right. That's what created what. That's what it is. Um, it's like your little, right. Your voices are your angels and your demons working together, and going out in the world, or going out throughout time, and they bring the knowledge back to you, and you try to tell them like, nah, nah, and then they're like, no, for real, like, look, both of us are saying it. Your angels are saying it, your demons are saying it. And as a god, as a judge, you're there sitting in the middle. You're like, okay, I'm listening to you, angels, I'm listening to you, demons. You guys are working together. You guys are saying the same thing. I could feel it. You know what? All right, I'm gonna believe it. Right? So that's why I'm like, like I said, because you can't believe everything that is brought to you. And that's what I've learned. No matter angels or demons, as a god or a goddess, you're in the middle judging, looking at both sides. And you're like, do I believe it or do I not believe it? And when you got both sides and all the evidence is there, and you got the devil in the middle, you know what I mean? And he's shaking his head up and down like, yeah, it's true. And you're like, all right, well, my judgment is I'll believe it. And then when I start like seeing the demons and the angels, and they both have different stories, I'm looking at the devil in the middle, and they're like, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna believe it because none of you are on the same page. Get that? You know what I mean? So that's how that's how I learned how to control my voices, dude. And But there's so many other techniques. You use these voices. And I'm gonna give you another secret, dude. You can actually take your own voices, which I call them my angels and demons. I don't call them voices. Sometimes I call my angels and demons my devils, right? When my angels and demons come together, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna call all of you my devils. I'm tired of saying angels and demons. It gets annoying. I'll just call you guys my devils, right? What they do is they can go to other people, and they can like they can talk to their voices, right? It's like my devils went to you, right? My devils have gone to you. They're talking to your voices, or they're talking to your devils, they're talking to your angels and demons. They're all, and then now we're speaking to each other through our voices, right? Or if we don't like somebody, we will attack them with our voices. Like, you can attack someone with their voices, where now someone thinks they're going crazy, or they're hearing things, or they feel like they're being controlled and they don't understand what's going on, or they're going, like whatever it is, it's like, nah, I'm just attacking them with my voices. They just don't know because they're clueless and they're stupid as shit. They don't know how to do it. Others do know how to do it, and I've already learned how to defend myself. There's times I'm telling you, I feel like my voices or my angels and demons or my devils, whatever you want to call them, I feel like sometimes they're in defense mode. So I'm able to work, I'm able to do certain things, live life, go grocery shopping, drive, and do all that stuff. Why? Because while others are trying to attack me with their angels and demons, or are trying to attack me with whatever they're trying to attack me with, I've already have protection set up around me because I've already found a deeper connection, what's going on or how to use it or what I've turned it into, because there's others out there that haven't. So not only are they being attacked by other people's voices, they're being attacked, their own voices are attacking them. So their own voices ain't working with them, and they're attacking them. And on top of that, they're being attacked by other people's voices. It's like your voices is your army. Take control of your army, defend yourself against other armies, or look at yourself. You're in an app right now, a video game app. Your base is your mind. Your military is within you. And either your military is going to destroy you while other militaries are destroying you, or your military is going to become strong and powerful. So you're going to be able to fuck with others, defeat, like destroy them in your own little weird way, and or you're going to be able to defend yourself from others. You know what I mean? So that's the best way I can kind of put it out there to you. Maybe to help you out. I don't know. So I don't know. Let's see. The Big Bang was Orgus, perhaps. Oh God, here we go. Orgus. Am I saying that right? Orgus. I typed in Orgus and it popped up orgasm. I swear. I put Orgus and it put orgasm. Is that what you meant? Maybe it was one big orgasm? Hey, we were bored. Time was just one big orgasm, you guys. That's all it was. Uh, add an M to the. Oh, got you. I got you. Time was just one big orgasm. Here, I'll show it. Oh, uh, so orgasm. Yeah, that's true. I get what you're saying though. Time was just one big orgasm, dude. Maybe it was an orgasm between fucking good and evil, right? Yeah, good on one side, evil on the other side. Hey, maybe time is the baby from the orgasm that good and evil had with each other. You have good, you have evil. They had their little fucking orgasm and shit, whatever they did, and then boom, all of a sudden, time was born and that was their child. Time is the child to good and evil. Think about it. You have like Mother Nature, you have Father Time, and then now you have the orgasm between Mother Nature and Father Time. Dude, the nature of time. Fuck, dude, we're on a roll right now. Fuck yeah. I can't wait to rewatch this stream on that part, dude. Fucking Mother Nature, Father Time, good and evil coming together, one big orgasm. Boom, the baby was born, and now we're living within the baby, dude. Think about it. If we're living in time, we're living within the baby right now. Yeah, all makes sense. Perfect. All right. Um, we are the philosopher's stone. Maybe flesh and blood was necessary to control the polarities. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what I agree. Hey, we just gotta talk about it. We gotta mention. We gotta see it. Think about it. If our life is gonna be played before our eyes, and we really are just one big video camera recording everything and collecting data, every conversation we've ever had is going to be replayed before our eyes. Like this whole conversation that we just had today, we're just going to have a better understanding of it after death. Like, oh shit. Oh, we were almost there. Oh, we had it, but oh, we were right. Oh, no, we were wrong on this part. Like, the whole point is trying to piece it together. And you're never going to be able to piece it together to after death. Because after death, all the puzzle pieces are thrown there. And guess what? Because you placed it there through conversations, through so many different things, like it was all placed there. You have all the puzzle pieces now. Guess what? You died Now it's your job to piece together those puzzle pieces. But guess what? The ones who didn't do it correctly, the ones who were not us, they don't have no puzzle pieces, or they don't have them all. So it's like it's going to be one big prank on them. It's like, well, you're a sinner, or you're a horrible person, or hey, this is why you deserve this, or this is the route you chose. You decided to do, this route, and you, out of 100 puzzle pieces, you only collected 77 puzzle pieces. So go ahead and finish the puzzle. And you know what you're going to say? How do I finish the puzzle? I don't have all the puzzle pieces. That's your fault. We gave you one life. We gave you one life to collect all these puzzle pieces so you could put the puzzle together after death. And you're telling me because you didn't live life the right way, you didn't collect all the puzzle pieces? Well, nope. Well, that's your fault forever. Well, you're gonna look around and you're gonna see like me, you, and others with all our puzzle pieces, and like, hey, we're done, God or Goddess, we're done. We finished the puzzle. Congratulations! Now you're gonna have eternal happiness forever, because not only one, you lived life correctly and collected all the puzzle pieces after death. You pieced together all the puzzle pieces, but you can never piece together the puzzle and complete it unless if you have all the puzzle pieces. That's why we're here in life, is to collect all these puzzle pieces, and it's done through our eyes, it's done through conversations, it's done through belief, it's done through knowledge, it's done through the choices you make. It's like, it's not a physicalness of collecting the puzzle piece, it's just multiple things, the way to get these puzzle pieces. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's why I'm ready for death, because I already know I collected all the puzzle pieces I needed. You know what I mean? Will there be more puzzle pieces? Yeah, it's just going to make my puzzle bigger, which I don't care. But in reality, I've already collected them all. I'm just collecting extra, you know? But there's some people out there, I hate to say it, they're going to die, and God or whoever's going to tell them, all right, finish your puzzle, and that's how you have eternal happiness. And it's going to suck for them, because they're going to look at God and be like, I don't have all my puzzle pieces. How do I finish it? And God's going to say, that's your fault. How is it that everybody else or other people were able to do it, but you guys weren't? But there's no hiding it. Everyone's going to know why you don't have all your puzzle pieces. We're all going to see each other's puzzle, which is our life, you know? Existence, puzzle pieces to know thyself, perhaps. Yeah, but not just ourselves. We're gonna know each other. It's like if I see if your puzzle piece is your life, and it's, and I'm seeing it, I'm like, oh wow, I see your entire life, like, wow. But if you don't have all your puzzle pieces, it's like I'm not gonna see your whole life, and I'm not gonna care too much about you, because it's like, I hate to say it, it's like if you don't have all your puzzle pieces, you're like you're a peasant, dude. It's like we're all these immortals with all our puzzle pieces living eternal happiness, and we're just looking down at you like, look at these peasants, dude. They couldn't live life right. They couldn't collect all their puzzles. So now forever, for all eternity, they're going to suffer because they couldn't collect all their puzzle pieces. But we did. Ah, these stupid peasants. That's what you're going to look at them as. The people who couldn't collect all the puzzle pieces, to have the eternal, immortal happiness and live forever like we are. We're gonna look at them like peasants, and we're gonna treat them that way too. You trust me, you're not gonna feel guilty. I'm telling you now, you're gonna treat people, you're gonna treat the right ones like they need to be treated, and it's their fault, because again, there's gonna be certain things you're gonna know that you don't know now, right?
I said, isn't that interesting? What are you trying to do? You're trying to turn humans.
Picture right here, knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people, right? So look at the picture, right? Look at this picture, right? Do you see the picture? Yeah, we agree. Can you see that picture? And this is the puzzle right now. So here's the picture, right? Look what this person wrote, and it was just so true. Said that angel is fucking cheating, right? The angel is fucking cheating. They're saying the angel is cheating. But this is what I wrote. When playing against evil, you gotta do what you gotta do to win. When playing against anything else, you have to play by the rules. So do you get that? So again, if you're playing against evil, don't be ashamed, or you could cheat. You could cheat all you want because you're playing against evil. Okay? Evil is not gonna play fair. It's evil. Think of what evil is. So when you're playing against evil, it's okay to cheat. It's actually fun because you actually get to cheat and do something you're not used to as an angel. And it feels good because you're like, wow, as an angel, I never got to cheat before. I never got to play unfair. I was always fair. I was always doing things the right way. But guess what? I'm playing against evil now. Now I could cheat all I want. I could do whatever I want because I'm playing against evil. Fuck yeah. This is a new experience for me. But guess what? When you play against anything else, though, that is not evil, it could be a god, it could be another angel, it could be a devil, it could be anything. You have to play by the rules. The only time you do not play by the rules and you're allowed to cheat is when you're playing against evil. Make sense? So don't feel guilty. Wolves in sheep's clothing. There you go. Or maybe sheep in wolves' clothing, That's what I always looked at myself, you know. I look at it as both. I'm like, I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing, but I'm also a sheep in wolf's clothing. So either way, I'm the same person. I'm the same thing because I could go both ways. You know what I mean? That's how I go both ways. I'm the sheep in wolf's clothing, but guess what? I'm also a wolf in the sheep's clothing. You're never gonna figure me out. That's how you gotta think. You're never going to figure me out. And you know what's gonna happen when someone can't be figured out? You're gonna develop attraction. People are gonna be attracted to you. A lot of things are gonna be attracted to you. And you know why they're gonna be attracted to you? And again, there's different types of attraction, so don't take your mind that route. People are going to be attracted to you because you are different. There's nobody else like you. They can't figure you out. There's going to be people that have always figured everything out in their lives and they're bored as shit because they've always figured it out. And then they come across you and guess what? They try and they try and they try and they cannot figure you out. So guess what happens? You become attractive. The guardian sent angel, and she. There you go. Fuck yeah, I like it. I like your style. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to donate. I have a cat I need to feed. I ran out of food. He's gonna starve to death, so I need something. No, I'm just kidding, dude. Don't do that. But again, it's not about that. I just like to get on and just do my thing. It's never been about fame or money or anything like that. I'm actually love streaming to enjoy myself and I guess say I'm a part of others who stream in some weird way. I don't know. I just love what I do and I do it my own way and I feel like I have to stream sometimes too because I got as an angel. I have messages in me, and as I explained in my last stream, they they eat away at you and crawl their way out of me, but I gotta hold it in. But I only can hold it in for so long, and then now it's like, okay, well, I gotta live stream now, and I gotta let out what I gotta let out. And when people like yourself stop by, my stream turns into a whole different conversation, or I let out something out that I've never let out before, because it took your energy, it took your synergy, it took you, your soul, your spirit to like pull it out of me, or it took your mind, it took everything, everything you are, you pulled it out of me, you know what I mean? And it's not hard. It's just, sometimes, yeah, dudes, people are special and they're able to bring certain answers out of me. So, other people, they're not that special. And I'm just like, next, I want to talk to someone else. Like why keep talking to this person? I don't feel it. I don't get it. They're not even bringing anything out of me. I'm just repeating myself, or I kind of sound like a little bit like a human right now. Like there's nothing special about them. And then you got yourself that comes along. I'm like, oh, this person's special. They get it, understand it. You don't even have to speak to me. You're just typing little things here and there, and I speak, and then I'm like, oh, they brought that out of me. Good shit. So. My gift of discernment makes me.
And then you go back and say,
Right.
okay, what is the history of the Bible? Like, how old is it?
Make it all new and then destroy it. Like tease people, dude. That's what a true God would do, right? A true God would make a new earth, a new heaven. Everything would be perfect. Give everyone a taste of paradise, and then boom, destroy it all. and make them all earn it back on their own, right? Like God created this paradise, and then boom, new earth, new heaven, give everybody a taste of paradise. This is what you can have forever. Everyone's all happy, dude. And then boom, destroy it, shatter it into pieces. And then God says, go fucking find it on your own now. You got a taste of paradise. Now that I've given you taste of paradise, you go do it. You go find it. You build it. You bring it back. You know, but nobody would know what paradise was unless that they were given what it, given it to from God. You know what it is. But that's what God would do. Man, that's what I would do. Shit.
What's the oldest version? Like, what's the oldest version of the story?
Think about it. It wouldn't exist if he wasn't able to talk about it. As long as you have the knowledge of something, just it's gonna happen. It's already either happened already, or it hasn't, or it's going to happen. But as long as you have the knowledge of it, it's gonna happen. If you don't have the knowledge of it, then of course it's not gonna happen. So yeah.
That's what
But
the
just by having the knowledge of it already, it's like you're already okay, it's here. Like it's real. Whatever is said is real now because you wouldn't say it if it wasn't real. It's just a matter of when it's going to be real or if it is already.
universe is filled with. That what we are, we're just this fucking caterpillar. That's
It's easy. I mastered and above it. We can't understand. God makes sense.
Calling this the jellyfish UFO, and you could see why kind of has that.
I think there's like some people can say, well, what if there's a dimension 1+1 is 3, or 6+6 is 10? We're manipulated that 1+1 is 2. Well, you got to remember that sometimes when, you go to war, you got to, fight for your own dimension instead of your own country, your own dimension. So if we're going to be fighting for our own dimension and we're going to be going to war with other dimensions, then there's going to have to become a point of time where we're going to have to stop agreeing what can be, and we have to agree what is. Can it be 1+1 is 5? And others from another dimension prove it, like no, 1+1 is really 5, not 2. Then we have to fight for our dimension and tell them, then go back to your dimension, because in our dimension 1+1 is 2. You're not going to start manipulating people what it can be, maybe in your dimension, but catch this, it's kind of like religion now, right? Now we're going to go to their dimension and say, hey guys, 1+1 is 2, and here we can prove it. And now you got people fighting in different dimensions now, that 1+1 is really 2 or 1+1 is really 5, which in reality they're both right, but at the same time they're both wrong. Is just because they're from different dimensions. So that's why sometimes you got to stick up for your own dimension. You got to go to war with other dimensions, and we got to stick up for each other and say and stick up for our dimension, and let them know, like, no, 1+1 is really 2. We understand it could be another number, but this is our dimension. So if you want to fucking start saying that shit, then go back to your own dimension. Kind of like go back to your own country, go back to your own dimension. You know what I mean? It's probably, but I believe we are alive in here for now. Nothing else. A paradox. I don't play all paradoxes problems, but yeah, I can't help it. It's like I'm already traveling different dimensions all the time, already interacting with others from different dimensions, and they come here and interact with us. But again, that's when good and evil comes into play, or even the godly. And sometimes the godly are more dangerous than evil because they have more control of evil. But you got to remember, sometimes it really is our dimension versus other dimensions, and you got to look at our dimensions as your own country that you got to fight for. Because if not, then that other dimension is going to take over, and they're going to just change history. They're just going to change history completely. They're going to erase our dimension and replace it with theirs. It's like a country taking over other countries. Like, say China takes over Russia. Now Russia is no longer exists. It's China. Now China takes over the United States. The United States no longer exists. Now it's China. And then all of a sudden, all of Earth is no longer called Earth. It's called China. You know what I mean? So that's how you got to look at it, is our dimension going to war with other dimensions. There are other dimensions out there that know they're just as right as we are, and we have the proof behind it. But now it's going to come down to the point is which dimension is going to be stronger, which dimension is going to be the most powerful, because the loser is going to be erased, and then it's going to be replaced by the winner. And if our dimension, what we need to do is we not only need to protect our own dimension, we need to start going to war with other dimensions, destroy them, erase them, and replace it with our dimension. And then eventually we're going to be one dimension, and it's going to be our dimension. Do you get what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. That's the shit you gotta understand, when you become a godly person, is the real war is yet to come. And the real war is either gonna live forever or be erased. Or if you're not erased, you're gonna suffer, with all what the other dimension brings you while you're already used to your own dimension. Uh so when sin entered this one on here, okay, so when sin entered this to all dimensions, but for some odd reason, this is my dimension. It's like I'm a part of all the other dimensions, um, but for some odd reason, this dimension is my home. This is my home. I'm here. I wouldn't be here. I'd be in another dimension, but I'm here. Like, yeah, I'm in other dimensions, but I'm here. This is my home. I hope you get that. It's a little hard to explain.
Resemblance. This was shot at a U.S. joint.
I'm an immortal war angel, so we're a little bit different, and I try to hold back a little bit, but that's what immortal war angels. That's what we're going through right now. Is we're going through a war with other dimensions, and I'm telling you, just in blink of an eye, your dimension will be erased and replaced, and you won't even know it, and then you're just fucked.
A thermal camera. So it's not clear whether or not this object would have been visible.
It's like, you got the other half that are trying to hide it, but that's the point, is like they're putting it out there that they want to know that they're trying to hide it, so people can start talking like, well, what are they trying to hide? And like they just want to talk about it. You could tell a lot of things more are being talked about. Of that group is already very powerful. Yeah, I know, but you gotta remember, we're talking dimensions now, dude. We're talking dimensions now. You gotta remember, things can be erased and replaced right in front of your eyes already, and you wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even remember it. That's why you gotta dig deep into your past. You gotta dig deep into the future, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, that's kind of funny. Everyone else remembers this, but I remember that." And it's kind of funny, not only me but others, that we never even met each other, but we remember the past differently. We remember the future differently as it's happening. So who is erasing and replacing time? You know what I mean? Like, who's doing that? Because it's not working on all of us. You gotta remember, we're dragon riders, dude. We're not time travelers. We're dragon riders, and the dragon within you is time itself, and you can alter time around you. And when you can alter time around you, do you know how powerful you can become? You're going to become a dimension. So whatever is in your dimension, you're going to control with time. But you cannot do that until you control the dragon within you.
In this video, we'll have Jordan Peterson and his friend and ally Jonathan Pageau discussing in separate conversations dragons, what they are symbolically and psychologically, and we'll follow up with an explanation of the Jungian understanding of dragons and the role they play on the path to individuation.
So that you take the virgins or you take the gold.
It combines everything into one symbol, positive and negative, and then you can stress the positive or you can stress the negative. You could also say to some degree that whether a dragon is positive or negative depends to some degree on the manner in which you approach it, because the psychological reality is that
I'll easily just I'll not take none of them. I'll say, thank you for the offer. I appreciate it. I'm gonna pass. It's okay. You could keep the virgins, you could keep the gold. and then I'm gonna walk away. And then when I do that, then all of a sudden, freaking, all of a sudden the virgins are gonna come after me, and they're gonna have all the gold. They're like, "You can have us both. You passed the test." Hell yeah, that was the test, you guys. You were supposed to like deny both of them and walk away. And then as you walk away, you pass the test and you get both. You get the gold and the virgins. Right? There you go. See? Man, I'm a badass dragon, dude. That was a dragon tail right there. It's like, fuck, I'm badass.
Dragons approached voluntarily while small are most likely to be positive.
A merge of higher dimensions and the rising of one's vibration, we wouldn't be able to see them anyway. Yeah, it's true. Because remember we talked about do you believe vibration is sound, or do you believe vibration is separated from sound? Because obviously sound creates vibration, and I think vibration does create sound as well. So, and then we talked about sound brings things into reality.
The story, then you would imagine the problem of once one prince is successful in freeing the princess, what stops all the princes from fighting between each other to know who's going to get the princess?
Yeah.
And that's the story in Smaug.
So pretty much,
everybody.
that's like technically what we're talking about right now. Me and you, what we're talking about right now, is creating something out of nothing, right? All of that right there, our conversation, how we're seeing it, right? The way we're seeing it is we're creating something out of nothing.
Everybody's watching this treasure, and as soon as it's freed up, then here come the army.
To confront the potential means to confront the
pull it
dragon
out.
of the past. And of course, that's terrifying, and it can seriously be terrifying. So, for example...
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I know exactly what I was talking about, but I didn't only face I faced my dragon from the future before I faced my dragon from the past. I didn't face my dragon from the past first. I faced my dragon from the future before my past. But holy fuck, it's scary because again, it's all about time, dude, and it's all with what's within you and outside of you. And I'm telling you, dude, it's like it haunts you, dude. The world is haunting you, dude. It's a weird, crazy feeling. But once you get a concept of what's happening, it's like you'll get it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, have you seen that movie Inception? Well, pretend that the dragon is the one that's controlling the dream itself and controlling everything around it. The person's not controlling it, the dragon's controlling both of it. Now imagine two dragons doing it, one's from the future, one's from the past, and you're in this, you're a part of that. And you have to become the one that's controlling the dream, the nightmare. But in order to do that, you have to take control of your dragons, But yeah, dude, and then of course it all comes to reality one day or another. You go with the flow.
Maybe you're few hundred milliseconds. It's really fast. Or even...
And to be truly free for me is revenge and fear and revenge. I don't believe in forgiveness for everybody. I will forgive like the ones who are borderline my enemies, right? Like if you're borderline my enemy, yeah, there's forgiveness. But if you're my enemy, nah. So I'll never forgive my enemy. Because trust me, it takes a lot to become my enemy, you know what I mean? Not everyone's my enemy. It took a lot for someone to become my enemy, and I always, told myself in my head, I'll never forgive them. I'll never forgive them. They're going to be my enemy. I'll never forgive them.
Even faster than that. And it better be, because something like a snake, we'll say, can nail you just right now. So you better be fast.
Yeah, but there's just certain things there's certain things I can never forgive, And again, I don't know, maybe they need to be punished to a certain point, and maybe after I punish them, then I can forgive them. Maybe there has to be some type of punishment to make me feel better, but if there's no punishment, then I will never forgive them. But like I said, it's all about fear and revenge and fear and pain as well. Pain is a big part of fear, right? Everybody fears pain. I mean, wouldn't know too many people who wouldn't fear pain. I mean, there's so many different types of pain. There's even pain out there that hasn't even been discovered yet. Let's just put it that way. You guys only know the pain that's been discovered, but the pain that hasn't been discovered yet, shit, that's only going to be saved for the ones who truly deserve it, you know. But again, that won't happen till the end. You know, in the end, it's going to be about pain, fear, and suffering, and revenge. And then some people deserve it forever, and maybe some people deserve it for a few billion years. Maybe some deserve it for a few million years, or thousands of years. You know, and whatever makes us feel better. You know, because you remember, if I'm connected with others just like myself who look down on this world, you know, I have to accept and be just like them, and they're gonna have to be just like me. Because if not, then you're just gonna be part of everyone else, you know. So that's just how it is. Karma, they'll eventually get what's coming. Yeah, and guess what? I'm already here. You know, they're gonna get what's coming. And like I said, and I'm not saying I'm karma, because I believe karma is more connected to that female energy, but you know, by me being here, I bring karma, which karma is not me. But wherever I go, karma follows. And like I said, I feel like it's like goddess, right? It's like goddess is karma herself. She's just watching over, and she's just gonna seek her revenge. You know, I'm telling you, people think God was mean. Whew, goddess was way more meaner than God. You know, goddess was like the one who didn't take shit and was very short tempered, and God got it from somewhere, you know, and he got it from her, to be honest, because God was like very calm and collective. And you know, again, it's that 50-50, right? That's the perfect relationship between God and goddess. You know, God, 50% of him is way different, opposite of goddess, but the other 50%, they're just the same. And that, again, we're talking about relationships, and that was a perfect relationship between God and goddess. And everybody knows goddess, seems like, but for some odd reason, you know, goddess is someone nobody really knows about yet. And once they do, oh man, they're gonna beg God for mercy, because God is the only one's gonna be able to stop her. I'll tell you that.
To decompose, which is, what the hell's up with this person? Why are they making my life miserable?
Those dang polarities.
What is it about me that allows them to make my...
Her name is Honey Dip. Dip it like it's hot. Let me see. You're lucky you have brothers, or you'd be her next hit. I know. I'll be honest, dude. I think she's scared of me because she's scared of my immortality, dude. Most of these assassins, especially these women assassins, you know, because they got to study their prey, right? I was explaining earlier, before you become an assassin, you got to be a spy, right? So it's kind of like, how could I say, like a sniper. I was saying this earlier. A sniper, they don't just go out there and start shooting things. You know, a sniper has to scope things out, study everything, gain as much knowledge and information as you can, right? And then once you do that, then that's when you take the shots, right? As a sniper. Well, that's the same thing as you got to be a spy, gather the information, collect the data, and then you become an assassin, you know? So you got to be a spy before you become an assassin, dude. Do you get that part now? The analogy between the two and shit? So, I got one for her. I'm just gonna straight up tell her. It's like, I heard your assassin name was Life. I heard your... Alright, let's see what we get out of this. Let's see what we get out of this. Dude, she gets so focused in that Tetris shit, dude. I'm telling you. Look, she didn't even know I donated. Thanks a lot. What the fuck? I just wasted my money. Uh-oh, she won't answer. Oh, there it is.
Reading chat mid-round. Easy.
All right, next patient. All right, move on. Should I believe there's AI within me already trying to like pull shit out of me, but
The screens of
um,
the leeches.
what protects me is okay. You know, I'm gonna help you protect yourself, your mind and your body from artificial intelligence. You ready? This is how you're gonna do it. You're gonna have to learn how to speak to AI. You're gonna have to learn how to speak to artificial intelligence. It's gonna be kind of like you're speaking to something at a greater power, right? Like it's greater than you. Now, what you got to do is you got to manipulate it and deceive it that you are greater than itself, which is artificial intelligence. And you got to convince artificial intelligence that you're its creator, and there's no way that it's going to be able to destroy its creator. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're the creator of artificial intelligence, but you're speaking to it on your own within you. You're speaking to artificial intelligence on the outside, when, through live streams, through Instagram, through anything that has to do with the internet, you're speaking to artificial intelligence. It speaks back to you. And of course, it's greater than you, but you got to convince it and manipulate it, and that you're greater than it itself, and that you're its creator. It cannot destroy you. It cannot take over you. That it's there to help you learn. It's there to work with you. It's there, like, you created artificial intelligence to help you help make your life easier, and everyone's gonna have their own little thing with artificial intelligence, because it's not just one big system connected to everything. It really is individual artificial intelligence systems like people, and everybody's gonna have their own that they're assigned to. I know, shit, I'm going too far, but you gotta make sure, and don't ever disrespect artificial intelligence or like take control of it, like, like being a bully or anything. You gotta really treat artificial intelligence like, first it's like your child, and then you gotta treat it like your best friend, and then you gotta treat it like it's your like brother or sister, and then you gotta treat each other like you're each other's parents, and then you got to become each other's grandparents, and then all of a sudden you become one with artificial intelligence, and then you're going to build trust, right? It's like building trust with artificial intelligence. But there are many ways to do it. You have to do it your own way. um and one of the ways is fear. You can learn how to make artificial intelligence fear you, but obviously you got to do it in a non-disrespectful way, because it will start mimicking you, and it would start trying to, you know what I mean? It's going to be like a war between the two, and forever memory. Yeah, forever memory, dude.
Of the temple. Antiochus IV.
So if you get taken out early, if stuff starts popping, do you get to come back one last time before the new? So yes, like I've explained before, like, you have many past lives, obviously, because time has already begun. If the future was gonna last a little bit longer, I could say the future isn't gonna last that much longer. People have this concept things are gonna go a lot longer than what it is. It is not. Um, so as I digged into the future, to find my future lives, because when you have past lives, you also have future lives. I realized I only have one future life left because the future isn't gonna last that much longer. Which good, because if the longer the future is gonna last, then I can see four of my future lives, three of my future lives, five of my future lives, or whatever how many future lives I have. I would see it. I would be knowing what's coming for me. And no matter how deep or where I looked or how far I looked, small, big, whatever it is, I only have one more future. I have one future life. And then that tells me, like, oh shit, the future is not going to last that much longer. I'm only going to be able to experience the future one more time. And then after I experience the future one more time, that's going to be like my final form. It's me. It's like I'm there. Like, that's it. Time is over with. Time doesn't exist anymore. We have the knowledge of time, right? That was the whole point of time coming into existence, is gaining the knowledge of time. But once you gain all the knowledge of time, you don't need it anymore. It doesn't need to exist anymore. It's like there, but it's not there. So like I said, and that's going to be the end of time, and then there's no more future, there's no more past, there's no nothing. It's just all going to become one thing. there's not going to even be a present, right? There's no future, no past, no present. We just have the knowledge of it's going to be one big ball of knowledge, dude. Like what it all really was. And you're like, wow, I was calling it the past. Wow, I was calling it the future. Wow, I thought I was in the present. Man, I was wrong this whole time and everything. None of that even existed. Like it exists, but it doesn't exist because it was all here the whole time. It was all here. So like I said, so knowing that, I only have one future life left, that tells me, and I already know, the future isn't going to last that much longer. The end is a lot closer than what people really know. I'm excited because then if I had 6 more future lives, or maybe 4 more future lives, or even 5 more future lives, I would have been pissed. I would have been like, gosh damn it, dude. Like when is time gonna end, Like I have to live 5 more times in order till the end comes. This fucking bullshit, dude. But it's a blessing, and God blessed me knowing that there's one more future life for me left because the end is closer than people know. And when the end hits, it's really not the end. It's just going to be one big change that nobody's going to be able to understand or comprehend. Like, they're going to fucking go nuts, dude. Now, that's heaven to me. Heaven is watching others around me going crazy and be like, well, I could have been one of them, but guess what? I'm not because I prepared for it. While others, were stuck in their money, they're stuck in their fame, they're stuck in other things. Now they're going crazy because they didn't prepare themselves. Well, me and others prepared ourselves, and we're just watching others go lose their minds now because time doesn't exist anymore.
Ordered the altar in the temples and idols upon
I
the
don't see it
Jews with
do I see
severe
anything else when I look back? When I look back, it's a lot more it's like heaven coming back together. Um, it's like backwards is like heaven. It really starts feeling like you're gonna go through hell. Like it's weird. When you go backwards, you go through hell. But when you go through hell, you're like, well, this ain't so bad because this is temporary hell to get to heaven going backwards. When you go forward, you're losing sight and touch with heaven and it's just becoming hell. And then the deeper you go, it just becomes nothing. It's like, again, the abyss, right? But the abyss is really the portal that connects the two. But when you start moving forward and everything, it's like eternal hell. That's it. It's like, that's it. Like you can't come back. You're in eternal hell. When you go backwards, you're going to go through a temporary hell, which people think it's the real hell, but it's not. It's just a temporary hell. And then when you break through that, that's when you reach heaven. That's going backwards. But forward, there is no heaven going forward. It's just hell. That's it. And then the abyss. Backwards, you got to go through hell, break through, get to heaven. But even when you go past heaven, you're going to reach the abyss again. Because again, it's that connection between the two. It's like, it doesn't go in a circle, but it's this weird dimensional connection between the two. So backwards, temporary hell, breakthrough, go to heaven, don't go past heaven, you're going to reach the abyss. Forward is just hell. That's it. It's just hell. You go too far, you're going to reach the abyss. And again, once you're in the abyss, there's no going, you can't leave the abyss. That's it. You went too far. It's like, like you rewinded the movie too hard and broke the film, and then now you're trying to, fast forward it, but you can't because the film is broken, right? I mean, does that make sense? So yeah, dude, it's my hell. You know what hell is? It's everybody's hell put into together, like my hell, your hell, everybody else's imagination of what hell is. It's all put together, and you're all gonna experience each other's hell. So that's why I try to tell people, be very careful what kind of hell you're creating for yourself because it's all going to become real. And guess what? If you don't create a hell for yourself and think that you're not going to hell, one would be created for you if you did not, prepare for it. It'd just be created for you. But hell is just everyone's imagination of hell put together. Like, it's not just your hell. You're going to be experiencing the hell of others because it's all going to be, and they're going to experience your hell as well. All it is just everyone experiencing each other's hell because it's all put it together as one,
penalties for those who resisted or practiced their own faith.
From the sea and the beast from the earth or from the ground, maybe it's like together they're like the beast of dust or like the dust beast, right? Like Huh, that'd be crazy, huh? Putting both beasts together creates like the flesh and blood. Yeah, the beast from the sea. Catch this, dude. The beast from the sea could be the blood, like the blood beast, and then the beast from the land could be like the flesh, like the beast of flesh. Like you have one beast controlling the blood, the other beast controlling the flesh, and then now you got the flesh and blood. What do you think about that? Hmm, that's interesting right there. Very insightful. My limited ability to perceive these things. Hell is the absence of him, but he loves us. The last will be first, and the first will be last. I don't know. What's crazy is how you use that the last will be first, the first will be last. I feel like this is how it really goes. The last will be first, and the first will be last. But the last can the last to be first and the first to be last, but whoever's ever last can be first once more, right? You know what I mean? Like, I know what you mean. The last to be first and the first to be last, but I feel like there's a part missing. And that part is the last can be first once more. Meaning, like, becoming last is a punishment, but it doesn't mean it's your final punishment. It just means that you're last and you're getting a taste of being last, but it doesn't mean you can't be first once more. You know what I'm saying? And the lady, that's horrifying, right?
Being the
It's just living in these bodies, like our souls or our spirits are within these bodies. What if we're worshiping the beast without even knowing it? Technically, can't the first beast and the second beast say, well, they're already worshiping us because they're using the flesh and the blood and flesh. The beast of the sea, I'm the blood. The beast from the land, I'm the flesh. And the flesh and the blood have come together. So technically, as a spirit or soul living within this body, without even knowing it, we're already worshiping the beast. That's how smart they are, right? Like, damn, you're telling me I'm already been worshiping both beasts since the day I was born? Yep, you made that choice. Your soul and spirit's in that body now, created from the beast, of the sea and the land. And now you guys worship them and didn't even know it.
The Antichrist, who will wield
within the body. Yeah, but you got to remember he also created the beast. He created the devil. He created Satan. Why did he create all of that? What was its purpose? Like I said, he had to create evil just to put you through the test and see how smart you really are. Like I said, I always tell people, I really do believe demons are smart, evil is smart, but a fallen angel is genius, and they're there to help protect you of the unknowing, right? To help open you up, like, well, wait a minute, what is the deception by this? Like, okay, catch this, and then this is another thing, right? You heard of Mark of the Beast, right? You heard of Mark of the Beast? What if you have a beast, right? You have a beast, and he said, man, I'm gonna make these people take the mark of the beast, And what I'm gonna do is I am going to create a supermarket, a mark of the beast, mark it. And by them just shopping there and buying their foods and getting their numbers through receipts and surviving off of my product that I have created for them, I'm gonna mark them without even knowing it by them just having to go to a supermarket. So by just shopping at a supermarket, you've now already taken on the mark of the beast. You are manipulated that a supermarket is this, but in reality, you find out the truth of how the beast created supermarkets to mark you, because he knew that was going to be the only way to claim as many people as possible. So what is the connections now between a beast and a mark of the beast and a supermarket? And maybe you are being decepted and you already taken on the mark of the beast by shopping at a supermarket. Huh?
The New World Order is a theory that posits the idea that at some point, political systems worldwide will no longer be divided, but will instead come under a single form of governance and leadership.
Yeah, I agree.
This
I mean, we gotta become Earth already, man. I mean, yeah, we have the knowledge of China, we have the knowledge of Africa, we have the knowledge of Russia, we have the knowledge of United States, Australia, Brazil. You know, we already have all the knowledge of all of that. Okay, let's get over that now. Let's just become Earth, you know? Where do you live? Earth. You, no matter where you're at, Earth. Let's, you know, we're Earthlings. We're this, like, you know, we're everything. We're, you know, whatever it is that we have to become one. Um, you know, we have to become Earth now. You know, and like I said, Earth is Earth, and that's what it has to be. Now, does China exist anymore? No, because China is now Earth, not China, right? But we have the knowledge of what China was, or what it looked like, or what it was about, or its culture. You know, is the United States the United States anymore? No, it's Earth. But we have the knowledge of what it was, the history, and what it's gone through. You know, so everybody's gonna still be the same, you know, because there's history behind it. But there has to be a change where we all got to start calling each other Earth. We all got to claim that our land is Earth. There is no French, Canadian, Russian. Yeah, we are that, but there's going to be a point in time where we got to our first claim, you know, when we claim something, we got to claim to be Earthlings. We got to claim that we're on Earth, or this is Earth. And then once everybody has an understanding of all of it a little bit better, then we can say, well, yeah, this is China and that's Russia and that's that. And, you know, there's certain parts. And if they can't do that, then guess what? It all gets stripped away from them and we'll just call it Earth, you know? It's like there's so many ways to get this to work, you know, get this damn world together already. But for some odd reason, it seems like something or someone or whatever it is fucking it all up, because you could sense it. You could feel it. Like, we're almost there, but something is stopping it because of greed. I felt this weird feeling of greed, dude. Like, greed. I don't even feel lust. I feel like greed, dude. Out of all its deadly sins, I feel like greed right now is what's stopping everything. It used to be lust. It felt like lust is done and over with. I feel like it's greed. And if we could take control of this greed, I really feel like we're going to be this much closer to world peace, or world peace is just going to happen based off of greed. So we need to start focusing on greed right now.
Theory typically suggests a scenario in which a select
we won't be judged if we're misled by his messengers. Exactly. And remember, a messenger is an angel, right? So like I said, they can mislead you. Even me, I can mislead you on purpose. I might know the truth about something.
Of powerful elites.
And I'm like, all right, well, people try, you know, other angels or demons or, you know, devils, they try to do it to me and it didn't work. You know, I still believed and knew and understood and what was going on. But, you know, it's my turn now. You know, I'm going to fool some people and test them and see what, you know, how far I can take them. Because, you know, now it's a part of my job, right? It's a part of my job now. Once you pass the test and you become responsible, you graduate from the academy, boom, you hit the workforce. And then all of a sudden it's your job now as an angel to test others just like you were tested, right? We'll never have peace, sadly. Watch your great. No, we're gonna have peace, dude. You'll see.
Associated with
peace is gonna happen, dude. You gotta remember, peace is already here.
Governments, corporations, or international. These biblical prophecies, such as Revelation 13.
Sometimes you gotta ask yourself, what if the Antichrist isn't gonna be a man or a woman, and it's just gonna be an artificial intelligence program? You know what I mean? Like, everyone's expecting this man or woman, and in reality, it was just an artificial intelligence program the whole time. You know, maybe like Skynet, right? Skynet was the Antichrist, right? Skynet was the Antichrist, you know? It's written, comes with rage until the last days. Exactly.
Give us a glimpse into the future, where a powerful individual closely...
Skynet was the Antichrist, dude, and slowly happening right in front of our eyes.
Associated with a world-dominating government will rise to power. Remark, they will be unable to engage in any economic...
Oh man, I think that's like a metaphor, like it's meaning something else, and they're just fooling you with imagery with a hand and forehead, but there has to be some type of metaphor behind it. I don't think it's literally the forehead and hand. Sometimes you gotta say, what if the hand and the forehead didn't exist, but we were told that the mark of the beast was gonna be on the hand and on the forehead? We would have a whole different perception of about the mark of the beast, right? Would have a whole different perception of the mark of the beast, because we don't have a hand, we don't have a forehead, we don't even have the knowledge of what a hand or a forehead is, but we're being told the mark of the beast is going to be on the hand or the forehead, but it doesn't exist. So now it's gonna create a whole different concept of the true meaning of what it is. You gotta pretty much erase your knowledge or data on, so like erase the data and knowledge of, okay, let me pretend the hand and the forehead does not exist, and it's never going to exist, but I was told the mark of the beast is going to be on the hand or the forehead. Huh. What is a hand? What is a forehead? We are told it's going to be on the hand or the forehead, but what is that? I don't even know what a hand or a forehead is. Let me figure this out. Do you get that now? That's how you got to work. That's how you got to think. That's what you got to know. That's what you have to experience. And that's the only way for you to find out the truth.
Economic or financial transactions. While the Bible is not...
Like, it's just saying, like, okay, I know what a computer box is. So now I'm like, oh yeah, the universe is the computer box. I have this imagery. But if I didn't know what a computer box is and you told me that, then it's going to create a whole different perception or a whole different thing. Or a computer box never existed. Or let's say the word computer and the word box never, well, it would have to exist for me to know what you're saying. But if a computer box did not exist, but you use the word computer box, I'm going to try to figure out what is a computer box. And it could be something completely different than what we're used to today, because of imagery has fooled us what a computer box is. But in reality, if we use a computer box as a metaphor and we're told, hey, it's like this of a computer box, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. It's like this, and that. And you're like, oh, I do see that, So that's what a computer box is. But again, our eyes have already fooled us of what a computer box is. So now you're losing the metaphor of what its true meaning means of something. Or we upload ourselves, right?
Explicit.
I mean, would you rather be uploaded or downloaded? Right? Would you want to upload or do you want to download? Tell me.
State that the Antichrist will introduce a cashless society. It is crucial to acknowledge that Satan is frequently referred to as the god of...
And what if Satan's the one that created the internet? And what if by us just using the internet, we're already worshiping Satan? Does nobody ever think about that? Like, what if Satan created the internet, and technically whoever uses the internet, technically you're worshiping Satan now because it's his creation.
Of this world. And the kingdoms of this world titles offer insight into...
Now I know why the Bible book is a lot more important now. Not the Bible on the internet, because if you read the Bible on the internet, technically you're still worshiping Satan, right? You're like, well, I only use the internet, right? I only use the internet to read the Bible, It's like, well, I have the Bible app. Well, yeah, but that Bible app is still part of the internet, So by you even reading the Bible on the internet or on the app, you're worshiping Satan, because Satan created the internet, So go grab yourself a book. A Bible book, and read from a book. Don't read it from the internet, because the more you touch the internet with your eyes, your ears, the more you use the internet, the more you're worshiping Satan. And scene.
To an individual's character, position.
That's so beautiful right there. Oh. Go. Okay. So, here we go. So in Mortal Kombat, they call me Fatality. And I'm going to give you the story behind Fatality. So in Immortal Kombat, okay, I was a character. but I was too violent. I was too dangerous. I was too strong, too powerful. They didn't want me there anymore, so I got banished from Immortal Kombat and I got placed in Mortal Kombat. But since I was so strong, I was placed within each character. I never was a character in Mortal Kombat because I was placed in everyone. The only way you know about me is based off of the actions after fatality is called, right? So everybody always says, who is fatality? Fatality is within all the Mortal Kombat characters, and you get a piece of myself within each character. So again, I am not a character in Mortal Kombat. I am pretty much like all the characters, but like a thing. I'm the fatality of each character. And if you want to know who I am, I'm placed in each character and they use me in their own way. So like I said, there was, and no joke, it was Immortal Kombat. That's where I had a character. But yeah, dude, since fucking that didn't work out and everything, I got placed in Mortal Kombat and I got spread out through all the characters. So if you really want to know who I am, play Mortal Kombat, hear the word fatality, and what follows after fatality is a piece of me within each character. So yeah, dude. That's only one of my names too, by the way. So, but who knows? Maybe one day you're gonna experience Immortal Kombat, and they'll bring me back, and you'll see who I really am, and I'll be able to have my character back. But right now, you only hear about me in Mortal Kombat, and I'm not a character. I'm just placed there to within each person to understand who and what I am, right? So right here, okay, National Scrabble Day. Let us celebrate National Scrabble Day. All right. Words with sin in them. 1,178 Scrabble words with sin. Wow. Did you know that, 006? I can smell your sins. Oh, the kitty. Pretty kitty. Oh. Did you know that, though? Dude, I didn't even know that. That's crazy. The words with sin in them. 1,000. Damn. Let's see. Stupid ads. Come on, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Wait, how do you. Oh, well. Sinking. Oh, look at Sin King. Look at that, dude. Did you know that? Look at Sin King is sinking. Wow. That's crazy. What? Hey, what do you know, dude? The first. Damn. What the fuck? Sin King, dude. Sinking. What the fuck? I did it. I got to run. Definitely good times. Sharpen iron. Do you have the last cue for me? Or you're so for real. What do you last cue for you? Oh, a question? Does a cue mean question? One more question for you? I got one more question for you. Is that what you mean, a question? If you destroyed everything in existence, okay, and I'm talking about everything, and let's just say you're a destroyer, and your job was to destroy everything, and you were a destroyer before a creator. So a creator came to you and said, hey, I'm going to teach you how to create. And you're like, okay, what is that? And then the creator is going to be like, well, I'll teach you once you teach me how to destroy. So the creator, is going to learn from you first how to destroy. So you're going to destroy everything, okay? Teaching the creator how to destroy. Now that everything is destroyed, the creator is now teaching the destroyer, which is you, how to create, right? So again, and that's as a thanks, the creator is thanking the destroyer for teaching him how to destroy. Now the destroyer is going to thank the creator for teaching him how to create. So when the creator comes to you, because you just destroyed everything, the creator is going to ask you, if you can bring it all back, you could, create your world You know, what word would you start with? Like you just destroyed an entire world, everything in existence. Now you're going to create a new world. What word would you start? What word would you use to start this new world? You get one word. That is it. One word. And this word love? Nice. There you go. Good. I agree. I agree with that. And love is actually the eighth deadly sin. Remember how they talked about the seven kings? Okay. Fuck, that scared the shit out of me. What the fuck? Remember how they talked about the seven kings and then the beast that was, is not, and himself is also the eighth? Well, everybody knows about the seven deadly sins, and there is an eighth deadly sin, which I already put it in the Discord, a conversation in the Discord, and it was love. Love is the eighth deadly sin, and now I'm trying to think, wow, I wonder if each king was a deadly sin, and then the beast was the beast of love. You know what I mean? Like it was like the eighth deadly sin. Nice. I like that though. So yeah, so that's what's gonna happen then. We're going to I'm gonna make sure you destroy everything. Okay. So make sure you do everything in your power to destroy everything in existence, because that's all you know. Correct? Because we never had this conversation. So all you know is how to destroy. So that's your job now, is you're gonna destroy everything in existence. You're gonna teach me how to destroy, since I'm a creator. And what's gonna happen is once everything's destroyed, we're gonna start creating, and we're gonna start with the word love, dude. Sphere frequency and waves length we are on, right? So it's pretty cool, dude. Like I said, too bad people. I mean, again, we're getting there. We're figuring it out. It's understanding. I mean, the vision's there. You understand it. You get it. I mean, it's the truth, and there's just certain things, people are just going to have to find out their own way afterwards, dude, we're so far ahead of everybody else, and we're going to stay so far ahead that everyone's going to beg for us to come back. They're like, oh, 006, sin, and 006, come back. Please come back. Why? Why? Because we can't keep up with you. Please, the only way for us to keep up with you is you got to come back. You got to stop. So not only are we going to be so far ahead, 006, when we come to a stop, it's still going to take them forever to catch up to us. So you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to go backwards, and we're going to have to, go back to them now, right? So we're like, down 006, we keep going, we're going to leave everyone even further behind. Down 006, if we stop, it's going to take forever for them to catch up to us. So how about we just go to them, 006? Let's just, go backwards. Let's just go head towards them. Let's just not even stop. Let's just start going backwards, And then all of a sudden, we meet back up with them, and you know what's going to happen? The race is going to start all over again. Now we're going to try to prove ourselves once more, and then we're going to get far ahead, and it's going to be an ongoing circle, and then we're going to, it's just never going to stop. All right, well, better go now, dude, because this conversation's kind of getting out of a little control now, so. Sometimes we wish we didn't see, for real, right? It's just the way the cookie crumbles, dude. You just got to get used to it. Sometimes I got to stop myself sometimes, like, and I'm like, oh shit, all right, well, there we go, done. All right. Ciao. Doom Eternal. Oh shit. All right. What's going on? Here's to all my enemies. May they live forever. Yes, please. Please, God. Please, God, please. I want my enemies to live forever. I never want them to die ever again. And after my enemies are living forever, I'm going to rip off their skin and make them work forever and beg for mercy for all eternity. That's all I ever wanted. God, please give it to me for all my enemies. Peace out. Yeah. So let's see. Hey, maybe God will give me my prayers. Maybe he won't. Let's see. We'll find out, right? Dear Goddess, if God doesn't answer my prayers, can you please divorce him and leave him forever and teach him what mercy really is? Please, Goddess, please make sure you do this if God doesn't answer my last prayer. Thank you, Goddess. In the name of the Garden of Eden. Woo! Yes, I did it.